This film was originally created in April of 2007. In July of that year, Love in Action, the nation's largest and oldest ex-gay conversion ministry, announced their residential youth program, Refuge, would be replaced by a new non-residential program called Family Freedom Intensive. Refuge had been widely criticized for allowing parents to place their children into the program against their will. The new Family Freedom Intensive program is designed to be attended by the entire family, including the gay teenager provided they are willing. However, Exodus International, to which Love in Action belongs, and which promotes the Day of Truth, still has no public policy preventing children from being forced or coerced into their ex-gay conversion programs against their will. The Alliance Defense Fund, which organizes the Day of Truth, has also failed to issue a public position on forcing or coercing children into ex-gay programs against their will. All screenshots from the Day of Truth website used in this video are from the 2007 website. Since that time, the entire site has been taken down and replaced with a splash page in preparation for the 2008 Day of Truth website.
If we cease to speak the truth.
Without the truth.
I know that that's true because God has promised it.
It's so important for us to share the truth with people.
But an open, honest discussion allows truth to rise to the surface.
They aren't hearing the truth.
To speaking the truth in love.
What truth do they promote? Would you believe their message of truth is part of a national campaign supported by James Dobson's Focus on the Family, the Southern Baptist Convention, and the Family Research Council? Would you believe the poster boy for this movement became famous for promoting that gay youth should be ashamed of who they are? Would it surprise you that every major mental health and medical organization in the nation rejects this so-called truth? Truth Wins Out presents How Can Lies Be Truth? On Wednesday, April 21st, 2004, students around the country participated in the annual Day of Silence to protest the silencing effect discrimination and harassment has on lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, or LGBT youth. However, that day, Poway High School sophomore Tyler Chase Harper had a different idea and went to school with the message that gay students should be ashamed and are condemned by God. School officials asked Harper to remove the offensive message from his shirt. He refused, and the school pulled him from classes for the remainder of the day. Weeks later, Harper and the Alliance Defense Fund, a legal network catering to the religious right, filed a lawsuit against the school district. Since the filing of that initial lawsuit in 2004, and as of the making of this video, no court has ruled that Harper's freedom of speech includes the right to engage in hate speech against LGBT youth in a public school. That hasn't stopped the Alliance Defense Fund, or ADF, from making Harper the martyr/poster boy for their national response to the Day of Silence, an event ADF calls the Day of Truth, an anti-gay event now held every year the day after the Day of Silence. ADF's Day of Truth website encourages students to order pamphlet cards to distribute to LGBT youth in schools for the Day of Truth. How do the students handing out cards even identify who is gay and in need of this outreach? One of the Day of Truth's promotional videos offers up this bizarre idea.
If it's in your heart to continue reaching out to those who might be caught in homosexuality, or maybe secretly struggling with it and no one knows, I encourage you to continue to talk about this issue compassionately and lovingly. Reach out to any student who seems isolated or cast out, who just doesn't fit in.
Since the pamphlet cards reveal little about the meaning of the Day of Truth, the cards point recipients to the Day of Truth's website. That's where things get scary. Readers get hints that the organizers have some sort of opposition to homosexuality. However, the ambiguous cards and the site's homepage conceal the agenda behind the event. When the unsuspecting students begin to explore the resources presented inside the website, we can see that the Day of Truth serves as a vehicle to push so-called ex-gay conversion ministries on LGBT youth. In fact, Scott Davis and Mike Ensley, who appear in the Day of Truth's promotional internet videos, both work full-time for Exodus International, the nation's largest network of evangelical gay conversion programs. Here on the resources page of the Day of Truth website, one can download a homosexuality FAQ, specially prepared by Exodus. The document states, "How can homosexuals change?" Exodus Ministries work with individuals through counseling and also group support. The main focus is, of course, building a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and making Him Lord over our lives. Also available on the resource page is the Day of Truth Manual, which states, "It is our responsibility to point the hurting person tempted or even trapped in homosexual behavior to this healing love." Exodus suggests they want to simply point people away from homosexuality. It's quite a different story at Exodus's largest and oldest ministry, Love in Action, a gay conversion boot camp which allows parents to commit their children into the conversion program against their will. Incidents of gay youth forced to attend Love in Action have made national news, including the case of Lance Carroll and Zach Stark, both sent against their will by their parents.
I know that that's true.
By speaking the truth.
They aren't hearing the truth.
Truthiness!
How much truth is there behind ex-gay conversion programs? According to the American Psychiatric Association, the potential risks of ex-gay reparative therapy are great, including depression, anxiety, and self-destructive behavior, since therapist alignment with societal prejudices against homosexuality may reinforce self-hatred already experienced by the patient. Many patients who have undergone reparative therapy relate that they were inaccurately told that homosexuals are lonely, unhappy individuals who never achieve acceptance or satisfaction. The American Academy of Pediatrics says, therapy directed specifically at changing sexual orientation is contraindicated since it can provoke guilt and anxiety while having little or no potential for achieving changes in orientation. And the American Medical Association opposes the use of reparative or conversion therapy that is based upon the assumption that homosexuality per se is a mental disorder, or based upon the a priori assumption that the patient should change his or her homosexual orientation. The information promoted by the Day of Truth is not only medically unsound, it's disturbing. Their resources page offers up a document titled The 10 Big Myths of Homosexual Behavior. An anti-gay tirade, which by the end of the second paragraph references anal intercourse, bathhouses, and something called gay bowel syndrome. The authors of The 10 Big Myths of Homosexual Behavior, an organization called Mission America, include in their statement of purpose their need to defend the nation against witchcraft. What is the message that LGBT youth hear loud and clear from the organizers behind the Day of Truth? The Day of Truth campaign tells them that they should be ashamed of who they are. That there is something horribly wrong with them, that they are sick and broken. In an attempt to scare questioning youth straight and force them into dangerous conversion programs, the Day of Truth paints a maliciously distorted picture of LGBT people. Is ADF's spin on the truth the sort of thing we want to inflict upon our young people? To help counter right-wing disinformation campaigns and support the work of Truth Wins Out, visit truthwinsout.org.